Now, here's a short story which is a perfect example of the saying, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, in which a girlfriend, an extremely immature girlfriend, pulls a bunch of nonsense and crosses the line with this guy, and he is done with her. And that'll be a perfect example making the point, guys, that while they can all behave like children, in some cases it takes it to a whole new level, you can't tolerate that type of nonsense. And oh yeah, by the way, you're going to see some serious lying and double standards here. Titled, Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my girl after she lied to me about a fake scenario showing a massive double standard and broke my trust? And a shout out to AM for sending this story. He says, I'm 29 years old. I've been dating my girl, Elizabeth, a 24-year-old female, for about a year. We sometimes come up with hypothetical scenarios to see how we react. Usually it's harmless until this week. On Monday night, at the gym, Elizabeth asked me, what if a guy, maybe even a friend, came up to me out of nowhere and pinched or caressed my cheek? What would you say? So all of us watching know the translation. That means some guy did come up to her and pinch her butt already, but she's just hypothetical scenario. Drama, drama, drama. Well, I stayed calm and asked for more details. She said she didn't provoke it. The guy just did it out of nowhere. Staying in a state of shock amid her state, didn't say anything. I told her I'm not the type to start a fight, especially if I wasn't there, and we don't even go to the same gym. Remember, she's claiming a hypothetical situation here. I said I'd expect her to tell the guy, if she sees her the next time, that she didn't like it, and ask him not to do it again, and make it clear she's taken. Every time I explained my reaction, I spoke in the present tense, as if it really happened, but she kept correcting me. No, it's just a fake story, she said. If a guy walked up to your chick pinching her ass in the gym, she should be reporting to the gym management and employees there that she's being, let's be honest, assaulted. Not just, oh, that's nice, and walk away and tell her boyfriend here. And by the way, in this hypothetical situation, how is she dressed? In my gym here in Florida, because it's warm all the time, hand to God, half the women that go there, including ones in their 40s, wear shorts where literally their butt cheeks are hanging out. You can see their hoo-ha practically if they're doing certain exercises. Not that that's an excuse, and that doesn't invite men to grab cheeks and everything, but still, it's kind of asking for trouble there, you know. But anyhow, people have a problem with what I said there, but really? Well, Wednesday morning, she gave me a similar scenario, but flipped it on me. This time she said that if another woman touched me and I didn't protect myself or protect what's hers, she would dump me, calling me dirty and wouldn't want to touch me. What? We just went through that same song and dance about your situation. Now if it's me, you're now acting this way? I pointed out that it was unprovoked and I was in shock like she was in her story. Unable to react in the moment, and I can't control that person's behavior. She replied that even if I were in shock, it could mean I liked it or was inviting more. And that was it for me. I told her I couldn't be in a relationship where I'd be punished for something I couldn't control and where my love and loyalty were not trusted. I broke up with her right then and there. Good job, man. This wasn't our first fight. We had similar disagreements before. You hear what she was doing? In her hypothetical situation, it was resolved one way, but the same thing happened to him. Well, it's his fault that some girl walked up and pinched his cheeks. Drama, drama, drama. This is one of these women who can't handle just a smooth relationship. And when there's no drama or trauma going on, they got to create it right here. He's done. Well, Thursday morning, she showed up at my office with a handwritten apology letter because I blocked her everywhere. While talking in her car, she dropped a bomb. The fake cheek pinching story from Monday was actually true. Shocker. Of course it happened. She was testing you. It had happened in real life, but she lied because she didn't know how to tell me and was afraid of my reaction. Come on here. She knows her guy. She can see he's calm. He's not going to go storming into the Planet Fitness with a baseball bat or a crowbar after this guy. That's what wrecked me. She had multiple chances to tell me the truth on Monday and a Wednesday before the fight, and even during our breakup. Instead, she lied, corrected me when I spoke as if it was real, and only admitted it after everything blew up. Plus, we've been together for almost a year, and in that year, you haven't grasped who I am and how I would react to someone caressing your cheeks. I'm an open mentality type of guy. I'm not out there blaming my partner for an unprovoked cheek grabbing. And on multiple occasions, I've proved to her what kind of dude I am: trustworthy, loyal, a protector, a supporter, and a listener, and more. She says I'm overreacting and that she lied out of fear, but here's the problem. She expects understanding and protection when it's her in the scenario, but if it's me, she says she'll dump me and call me dirty. She's willing to lie to my face for days. Now the trust is gone. If she can lie so easily about this, how can I believe anything she says in the future, or that the hypothetical stories are really fake? I guarantee those hypothetical stories were not fake. I'm sure there were hypothetical situations about kissing another guy, going to a bachelorette party, blah, blah, blah. No, they're not. And she's also projecting, obviously. And also, she's just a big child. Why would you want to be with someone like this? So I read it, am I the a-hole for not forgiving her and ending the relationship over the lie and the double standard? No, bro. You're handling it just right. You had enough. Okay? And I'm glad he's not one of these guys that focuses on the good times and excuses BS like this. He said they've had ups and downs. All relationships are going to have disagreements and stuff like that. But you can't be with someone like this. And I still stand by the fact that she's just a big, immature child. She's 24, he's 29. A relationship with that distance in years is quite normal. But clearly she has a lot of growing up to do. He doesn't need this crap, you know? Yeah, I mean, if she's walking around and some guy grabbed her butt, and that bothered her, she has a right to be bothered, And again, I don't know how she was dressed. It doesn't invite guys to grab girls' butts in the gym, but they're helping themselves when they're going around like that, And by the way, I don't care what anybody says. Nobody feels comfortable doing a workout at the gym. Their squats, their deadlifts, their lunges, or they're wearing shorts with their assholes hanging out. Come on, it's all for attention. Come on, we all know it. But anyhow, good for him for ending with her. And I stand by the fact, guys, don't tolerate BS. Now, some comments here. One guy says, not the a-hole. It's the lies for me. The double standard is shitty, but the lying is where I'd be done. She only told the truth after you'd broken up with her. She said she was scared to tell you, so why is she wanting to stay in the relationship where she's afraid of her partner? Thank you. I've been thinking that more than a cheek pinch happened, and she was just admitting to something small to gauge your reaction. Yep. You never get the full story. Another one. Says, not the a-hole, I do not date liars. That said, one of the few times I can tolerate it. The tiniest bit is when it comes to be women being vulnerable or abuse cases. She was a vulnerable woman in a bad situation. Maybe not a world-ending one, but a vulnerable one. So maybe I can show her some grace on using the hypothetical to break the dice and lying a bit. That said, the moment she flipped the scenario and states she would hold you to the standard she herself won't hold herself to. Note, the level of hypocrisy is astounding. She became the a-hole right then and there. She's already tiptoeing on it, but that cemented it and threw it in the Hudson. And last one says here, my 2 cents. Female members not feeling safe is a big issue for gyms. They definitely don't allow male members to pinch women in the butt like that. They usually take such complaints seriously, and I have seen males getting warnings or bans for such behavior. Why did she not report it? Even if she was baffled in the moment it happened, understandably, why not report it the next day when she was able to think clearly? Bingo! Why wasn't she doing that? And yes, I've worked at gyms. They don't take crap like that. They will ban a member like that. But no, I think there was way more going on. You said you went through some hypothetical what-ifs throughout your relationship. Were some of those about whether you would forgive cheating or dishonesty? In hindsight, I would wonder whether more of these hypotheticals were actually real. I guarantee lots of other hypotheticals were definitely real. Probably about some guy kissing her, or about her being drunk and doing this, doing that. She's a big child. You can't trust her. Anyhow, guys, good for him. There you go.